Welcome to the Hindu Heritage Foundation of America's summer program of year 21, day 2, session first. Let us start with a wonderful prayer first. Om Bhurbhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Stutamaya Varada Vedamata Prachodayantam Pavamani Dvijanam Ayuh Pranam Prajam Vasham Kirtim Dravinam Brahmavachasam Mayham Dattva Vrajata Brahmalokam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So our first topic is foundations, Veda and Upanishad. So I invite Dr. Harishchandra ji to please start with this. Thank you.
Namaste, everybody. Namaste, everybody. This is very well titled, Foundations, because what we are going to discuss today in two parts. Part 1 at this hour and part 2 later in the afternoon forms the foundation of the Hindu philosophy, Hindu Dharma, Hindu way of life, what we call Satya Sanatan Vedic Dharma. This is part 1, titled as Vedas and Upanishads. And let's begin with the word Veda. Interestingly, the term Ved means nothing but knowledge. Book of knowledge is derived from the root with. We are all familiar with the word Vidya, Vidya for knowledge. In the same manner, from the same root with, the word Veda means knowledge. But it can be both noun as well as verb. Like in Yajurveda, Purusharthas, Vedametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam. Here the word Ved means I know. It is coming as a verb. But what we are discussing today is Vedas that are a set of books. That is a noun, book of knowledge. Indeed, we are familiar with the word Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a compound word made by union of Ayu and Veda. Ayurveda does not mean a particular book. What does Ayurveda mean? The science and knowledge pertaining to Ayu. Ayu is lifespan. So the science and knowledge of what can elongate our lifespan, that is health sciences. So here Ayurveda means a body of knowledge discipline that will fall within the faculty of health sciences, medical sciences, is it not? So the word Ved means body of knowledge. But here we are discussing particular set of books, what I called as Vedas. So the term Ved is singular. one book. But that comes also plural because there are 4 Vedas. So let us try to understand whether Ved is 1 or 4. And sometimes we will see Ved is 2. And sometimes we will see Ved is 3. So let us try to understand this terminology, which is very peculiar with the Vedas. Vedas are 1. Like Maharishi Dayananda writes in third principle of Arya Samaj, वेद सब सत्य विद्याओं का पुस्तक है. He is using the term Ved in singular. Ved is the book of all the true knowledge. So this is an instance where the word Ved is coming as one Ved. Why is it one Ved? Because it originates from one Ishwar. That is why it is all one set of knowledge. There may be 4 volumes of the Vedas, and they have 4 different names. You know them: Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharved. But it's revealed by one Ishwar. So there is nothing that contradicts. One Veda says something, another Veda says something else. No, it's all one Veda, one kind of knowledge, one set of knowledge, coming from the true origin of knowledge. What Patanjali is writing in Yoga Darshanam, Sarvajyatva Bijam. Ishwar is omniscient, all-knowing, and he has revealed to the humans Veda, one set of knowledge. But it is in 4 volumes that we are familiar with. There are many books in multiple volumes. If you go to a library, encyclopedia will be in 20, 30 volumes. So we should not be surprised. Veda is one book, but it comes in 4 volumes. Namely, Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharved. So let's see why they are in different volumes. First is, if we take Rigved, I am not a Ved Pathi in the traditional sense. So please excuse me if my pronunciation is not up to the mark. But first Ved mantra from Rigved goes like Om Agnimide Purohitam Yajyasya Devam Mitvijam Hotam Ratnadhatam. Now the first mantra from the Yajurveda. Om Ishe Tvoje Tvavayava Ishtadevo Savita Prapayatu Sheshtatamaya Karmana Apyaya Dvamakya Indraya Bhagavati. It goes on, it is very long. The first mantra from Samved. Om Agna Ayahi Vitaye Ganano Havyadataye. Did you notice something? What is happening is, if you recite Rigved mantra, it goes at a certain pace, its own natural pace. And if you recite Yajurved mantra, its natural pace is taking twice longer time than it took to recite Rigved mantra. Rigved mantra is called Richa. Yajurved mantra comes in Kandika. And Samved mantra takes still slightly longer time. So that is one reason that these are different volumes. There is another reason. Of course, Vedas are encompassing all the knowledge that we are concerned with. Some knowledge at great length, some knowledge in very seed form. So knowledge-wise, there is a classification. Rigveda is talking what is called Vijnan. Vijnan is a Sanskrit term. But today in India, it is very much in vogue. People use this term. People use this term for what is called science, modern science, physical science. For that we have Padarth Vidya, Bhautik Vidya. But Vijnan in Vedic terminology does not mean science, because the words in Vedas have a very peculiar aspect. They have the meaning within themselves. You just have to be familiar with its root. Like if the word Ved comes from root with, it has something to do with knowledge. So Jnana is to know something, Janati, to know something. I think this is interesting. We have to discuss this. The difference between Vidya and Jnana, is it not? The English term is same, knowledge. But in the Vedic terminology, Vidya also means knowledge, Jnana means knowledge, but there is a difference. Let us try to understand that first. So as I said, Maharishi Dayanand writes, Ved sab satya vidyaon ka pustak. Meaning, Vedas contain all the true knowledge. So one thing is the knowledge that exists in the universe. And human beings are naturally inquisitive. They try to discover all the knowledge that is to be discovered. So we never say we invented knowledge. We always say we made a new discovery. The knowledge always existed as Vidya, but there was a cover. It was unknown to us. We did not know it. Vidya existed, but our Jnana was not, had not adopted, had not obtained that particular knowledge. Is it not? So Jnana is the knowledge that I have obtained, and Vidya is the knowledge that is scattered in the universe, worth knowing. So Vidya and Jnana both means knowledge, but there is a distinction. Vidya is the knowledge that is to be known. That is infinite. That is infinite. And Jnana is the knowledge that I have obtained, which is very finite. Is it not? So you have to understand this distinction. Only Ishwar is the only entity that his Jnana is equal to all the Vidya. Is it not? Indeed, his Jnana comes first. That is why Patanjali says he is Sarvajyatva Bijam. Based on his Jnana, he has made this universe And we are all excited to get to know more and more about the science of the universe, is it not? As we get to know more, our jnana builds up, is it not? Now we come to the term Vijnan. Now Jnana is typically we acquire from through our five sensory organs, is it not? Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. We get to know all the things around the world. Of course, there are limitations, but we are never discouraged. We want to know about the sky, the stars and galaxies beyond the sky. Human beings are curious like anything, is it not? We want to know as much as possible. That inquisitiveness is our strength. And we follow the rational principles of logic, cause and effect. So we always try to understand what are the hidden cause, why does it rain, how the clouds are formed, vaporization of water from the oceans. We want to know everything, isn't it? So typically we know through our five sensory organs, and to assist them, we have wonderful instruments, telescope, binoculars, microscopes, and whatnot. But then Vedic rishis realized it. But there is another way to get knowledge. Directly from that source. Directly from Ishwar. Through meditation practice. When our mind is blank, then somehow we are sometimes blessed with a flash of knowledge. According to in the language of Patanjali's Yoga Darshan, that is called as Sampajyat Yoga, Sampajyat Samadhi. And that flash of knowledge is called Vijnana. So I hope you have understood. Because there are many things in the universe, particularly say my own Atma, or even my own mind. How can I know my mind through my own mind? You cannot see your eyes through your own eyes, is it not? You cannot stand on your own shoulders. So there are certain riddles. How can I know certain things? They are beyond my sensory limitations. So Vedic rishis realized it. All the knowledge originates from that Ishwar. That is what is the beauty of Vedanta Darshan. Vedanta Darshan begins with Athato Brahm Jigyasa. We wish to, desire to know what that Brahm is. Janmadhyasyata, that gives rise to the birth of all the things, wonderful things in the world. Things take birth, stay here for a while, and then they get away, they die away. Janma Adi, birth, sustenance, and death. All the things in the world go through this kind of a sequence. So if there is a sequence, there is a cause of it. And that cause is Brahma. Then he says, Shastra Yonitvat. The knowledge that we are building up, that has an origin, Yoni. The absolute very first origin, ultimate point where all the true knowledge originates from. That is also Brahma. Then his fourth statement is interesting. Tattu Samanvayat. The knowledge of the Vedas and the events in the world correlate perfectly. Samanvay. There is one-to-one correlation. That proves that the knowledge of the Vedas and the world, the universe that we see have originated from the same Brahma, is it not? So that is what is Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Darshan. The first four statements saying that Brahm, like yesterday we said, carpenter makes the wooden desk. There has to be a conscious entity for anything that exists. So Brahm Sutra Vedanta Darshan is saying that Brahm is the maker of the whole universe. And also he has all the knowledge that is required to make this universe. And that is what we are trying to unravel, discover, is it not? So exciting. So we were looking at 4 Vedas in 4 volumes because they have their own primary subjects. Of course, they cover all the true knowledge. Rig Veda is talking Vijnan. It is that knowledge, Vishesh Jnana, that cannot be obtained from the sensory organs. So don't misunderstand here Vijnan as science. This is Jnana. Jnana is typical knowledge that we obtain from our 5 Jnanendriya, 5 sensory organs. Like this is wood, this is plastic, this is metal, all this we touch it, different sounds. Yes, this is made of wood. This is not wood, this is plastic. This is metal. So we use our 5 senses to discern. That is our discriminatory ability, is it not? Now the Yajurveda is Sheshtamaya Karmana. Karma. We are called as karma yoni. We have to be active. Kurvanneve karmani jiji chatam. My friend Jitendra yesterday said, Ishopnishad. This is the philosophy of karma. We have to desire to live not less than 100 years, actively engaged in karma. And we have choice in karma. That's why there is law of karma. But we must stick to what is righteous conduct, what is dharma. And tomorrow, I have been asked, tomorrow I will be dealing with dharma and karma. Very important, these 2 terms, is it not? That we'll discuss tomorrow. In the morning, what is dharma? And in the afternoon, what is the philosophy of karma? This is foundation of Satya Sanatan Vedic dharma, is it not? Yajurveda talks about karma. Samveda is on upasana. That is the strength of Sanatan Dharma. That every one of us, not only Hindu, every human being can connect to Ishwar direct. He is like my mother, my father, like any child has the birthright to approach his mother. Nobody can come between a child and a mother. Nobody can come between a child and a father. No intermediary is allowed. And it is a very natural process. Nobody teaches a child how to approach your mother, is it not? As an adult human being, we all have the right to be in the lap of that Ishwar, who is our supreme mother, who is our supreme father. And remember, if somebody asks you, what makes Sanatan Dharma the shining light that never will disappear? That is this fact that every human being can connect to Ishwar direct. There is no intermediate in between. In Christianity, you have to adopt Jesus Christ between you and God. In Islam, you have to accept Muhammad between you and Allah. But in Sanatan Dharma, nobody can come between you and Ishwar. You have the right to be with Ishwar as and when you want to be. And you have to go nowhere. We don't have a concept of so-called place of worship. You will meet Ishwar wherever you are. And we all know it. I am residing here. I just have to close my eyes, disconnect from mind, and I am connected with him. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Just like for a child to be with his mother. That is beauty of Upasana. That is the principal subject matter of Samved. Samgan, when you are in Upasana, something comes out of your throat, you know. You naturally sing his glory. That is Samgan. Then comes Atharved, the fourth one. All the practical matters of the world, that is called Jnana. All that we need, how to govern ourselves, how to live in a harmonious, happy family, mother, father, children, or brothers and sisters, how to domesticate our animals, have an enlarged family with a cow and horse and Panchagamya Pashava, cow, horse, sheep and goat. And fifth one is the human being. How to build the roads, how to build ships, how to do agriculture. All these are covered in Atharveda. And as you know, Ayurveda, how to maintain good health. So you talk about anything, practicality, so that we can survive on the earth and lead a purposeful life and enjoy. In Vedic Dharma, it is not taboo to enjoy life. We want to enjoy life to its finality. The finality is being with him. Let me see, there is so much in the chat box. No, nothing is that important. It's all covered by one of you. So I can, what we have covered by now is Ved is knowledge. It is one set of knowledge. It is in 4 volumes, 4 major subjects are covered. Rigved is Vijnan, Yajurved is Karma, how I should conduct myself, what all grand plans I should make, even Agnistom, Somyag and all those kind of simulations and models to teach our children how the universe functions. All that is covered in Yajurveda. Samved is Upasana, being with him and feeling the finality in what is called Anand. Sukh has negative counterpart of Dukh. Shanti has Ashanti, but Anand has no negative part. Like any small child, he will say, all things apart on one side, I want my mother. Because he knows if his mother is with him, he has everything. That is the attitude with us if I have, every day I have 5, 10, 20 minutes with that Mother, Supreme Mother, I will be charged from that inner energy and I will live in this world as his child. Is it not? So that is so important. Twice a day, Brahm Yajna. Yaj is Dev Puja Sangati Karan Danesh. Being with him, Sangati. Being with Brahma is Brahm Yajna. Early morning and early evening. That has been our tradition. Maharishi Dayanand says, minimum 1 hour in the morning, minimum 1 hour in the evening. But for students, 20 minutes a day, 24 minutes a day. So if this is part of you, you will stay connected with it, is it not? That's why we say Dhyan and Upasana, very important. Then Atharved is on Jnana, all practical. Now you will ask me, and I must say, why we say sometimes Vedas are two. They cover two kinds of knowledge. Because there are two kinds of things in the world. Many things are void of consciousness. They are called in Sanskrit term is jada. They lack consciousness, like my wooden desk. There are many things in the universe that possess consciousness, like we, human beings, animals, birds, so many other species. So, Jad and Chetan, these are two dividing lines. Knowledge about Jad is called, we will say, science of matter, or that is called as apaya vidya. Knowledge pertaining to consciousness. Now, consciousness is of two kinds. The individual consciousness of ours, that is called as Purush, and that infinite consciousness of Ishwar, Brahm, that is called Purush Vishesh, very special Purush. So knowledge pertaining to Purush or Purush Vishesh is called Payavidya, because that is not amenable to our sensory organs. And there are many things in between that also cannot be known through our sensory organs. What is called our Sukshma Shayi, Antakaran, mind, etc. and Panchtanmatra, etc. So they are known in either we study them in the Vedas, that becomes Shabda Praman, and if you want to know them, what is called Pratyaksha Praman, then deep in meditation in Sampajaat Yoga. So this is the basis of all. So I have covered Vedas are 1, 2, now Vedas are 3 also. 3 because it is a body of literature and there are 3 literary styles. So Rigveda is called as poetry, Yajurveda is prose, and Samveda is lyrics. So literary style was, there are 3 styles and there 3 have been covered in the Vedas. And at the outset I described that the way you recite these Vedas, Rigveda will go Agnimeda Purohitam Yajyasya Devam, Yajurveda Ishe Toje Tvavavasthade, Samveda Agnaya Vitare. So time required to recite the Ved mantra is shortest time in Rigveda, longer than that in Yajurveda, still longer than that in Samveda. Is it? So Ishwar has given us all the kind of possibilities, all that could happen in literature through the Vedas. Now, the trickiest question. How is it revealed knowledge? how does Ishwar or Brahma, what we call, why are these two names? You have to understand. Brahma or Par-Brahma or Parameshwar or Paramatma, these are set of names for that supreme entity when the universe does not exist. Is it not? When it is Brahmayati, everything is in Pralaya. When that entity begins to make the universe, means there is an interaction with matter, what is called Prakriti. Then his name is Ishwar. So please understand the difference between Parameshwar and Ishwar. It is the same entity. Parameshwar means para, beyond. He is beyond this universe, is it not? And when we know him through the universe, he is Ishwar. So don't get too much worried about this nomenclature. As you get to know more about Vedic terminology, you will be able to appreciate these distinctions. Because that entity exists even if universe does not exist, is it not? Then he is beyond the universe, beyond the matter. That situation, his names are Parameshwar, Paramatma, Brahma, Parabrahma, etc., etc. But when he is making or sustaining the universe and we get to know him through the universe, then he is known as Ishwar. Okay? He has the Ashwaya. He is the owner of the whole universe. He is the governor of the whole universe. That is the meaning of this term Ishwar. Ishavasyamidam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam. That is the first mantra of Yajurveda 40th chapter. That's what has become Ishopanishad. Because very first time Ishavasyamidam sarvam. This entire Jagat is inhabited by that Ishwar. Is it? So the tricky question is, how does Ishwar, who is without shape and form, how does he transmit knowledge to four human beings who were named as Agni, Vayu, Aditya, Angera, among the first human generation? What is the mechanics of that process? How did it happen? And why does it happen? Why does it have to happen like this? Why there have to be the Vedas? And why they have to be right with the first human beings? Not 2000 years ago, gospel, or 1400 years ago, some Quranic ayats and all that. Why not in the recent past? Why it has to be at the onset of human civilization on the earth? And what is the mechanism? Is it viable? Is it sensible? Can we defend our position that Vedas are the revealed knowledge? It's very simple. We have already described Vijnan, Sampajnat Yoga, Sampajnat Samadhi. And many of you are familiar with this. We may not be great yogi, but once in a while, we get a flash something and we say that makes sense. We are undecided. We are facing riddles. There are many, many options and we have to take a decision. Sometimes out of the blue, we just say it is my sixth sense or it was my intuition. I feel I should do this. And it just turns out that was right. And many times your mother will say, it's a very difficult situation, but I feel let us do this. And usually they are right. Why are they right? Because they have, that is our way of saying, they have sixth sense. Actually, what happens is, when you are calm mind, some flash occurs in your mind. It's not something out of the world. You can go to any scientist, any philosopher. And indeed, a lot of surveys have been done. People have asked great scientists, when did you come with this discovery? Something that nobody had ever thought of. It's not in any book. Your teachers also did not teach you. Well, how did you come up with this new idea? And you will be surprised. The scientist is likely to say, well, I was just walking along the beach. He is very less likely to say, I was reading a book, or I was scratching my head, or I was in a library. Most likely he will say, I was at that point in a relaxed mind. I was without anxiety. I was feeling good. I was connected to the nature. He may not be great yogi. He may not know about the Vedas. He may not know, but he is a human being, and he is also the child of that Ishwar. Then Ishwar blesses him with that flash. Just imagine Newton relaxing in a garden, in an orchard, apple orchard. Apples have been falling on the ground for millennia years. And he must have watched many things falling on the ground. But that afternoon or evening, whatever it was, morning, he is relaxed. As he sees that apple falling on the ground, he has a flash. He can say he discovered it, but I will say he was blessed with some Pajyat Samadhi by Ishwar at that moment. Ishwar gave him that flash. Look, Earth is pulling everything towards its center because it has a gravitational force. And he made that discovery. But of course, we know it. Vedic rishis knew much before that. Indeed, in Vedas, this has been well discussed and covered. But from European perspective, this was first discovery. What I'm trying to say is, we are familiar with a bit of flashes at certain points. That is done selectively. Not everybody gets it. Is it not? Those who deserve it. And Ishwar is the best to determine who is the best candidate. Is it not? So naturally, when the earth is in a stable, fine condition, that human beings can walk on it, play on it, and populate it, then he gives birth to the first set of adult men and women. Then how does the ball get rolling? We are able to start our life because of Matyaman, Pityaman, Acharyavan, Purusharthas. We learn from mother, father, and teachers. But think about the first human beings. They don't have physical mother. They don't have a physical father. They don't have a physical teacher. Their mother, father, teacher, everything is Ishwar. So obviously, they have to start with a bank of knowledge to get going with the life. So that bank of knowledge is the Vedas. So you can teach it as an instruction manual. Like when you buy a new TV, new washer, dryer, or any new equipment, you get an instruction manual how to use it. So the first human beings, they needed an instruction manual, what to do with life, how to manage life on this earth. So they got an instruction manual in the Vedas. That was needed. Without that, the ball doesn't get rolling, is it not? But now the mechanics of it, that is very simple. Just like if you are in calm mind, eyes closed, you may get flash of knowledge. In the same manner, 4 different persons got 4 bodies of knowledge called Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, Atharvaved. And one of them started reciting Agnimire Purohitam Yajyasya, all those verses. The other one started reciting Isheto Jetva. The third one, Agnayaya. The fourth one, Ye Tisapta Payanti Vishwarupani. The 4 Vedas came to us like that. That is why they are called as Shruti, is it not? You have heard this term, Shruti. Our children, we give them first mantra. That's the way we started this session, Gayatri mantra, also called as Guru mantra. Because our ancestors felt this is the most important mantra for our human beings, because our greatest asset is our buddhi, and that buddhi must be guided by that supreme being, his Bharga. So this mantra is saying, may your Bharga that be my lighthouse, and my buddhi is guided by none other than your Bharga. So that's why that is Gayatri mantra is Guru mantra. So I learned Gayatri mantra from my Guru. If I ask him, where did you learn from? He says, I learned it from my Guru. No human being claims to say, I am the author of the Gayatri. This chain will end up to the point of first human being. And he is also humble enough to say, no, I also heard it. You all heard it from the outer ears. I heard it from the inner ears. So everybody says, Vedas are Shruti. They have been heard. Nobody claims to have authored it, is it not? That is why its name is Shruti. And that's where it is very important. Vedas have to come at the very first generation. The revealed knowledge from Ishwar has to come with the first human being. Any book that has arrived later on, whatever the book is, I don't have to name them, can never be a revealed knowledge. Because then it does justice, it does injustice to the people prior to its own arrival. Is it not? So revealed knowledge has to be, at the end, the whole world accepts that Vedas are the oldest books in the human library. Is it not? No book is older than that. By book, you don't treat it as the bound book of papers. By book, we mean collection of words that might have come oral transmission. Is it not? What does a book contain? Words. Is it not? So if those words are collected, that's what is the beauty of Vedic rishis. They knew it. Paper and pencil, paper and ink. Like Nalanda University, library was burned for many, many days. It was burned. But if you have Vedas in your mind, nobody can burn that book, is it not? So our rishis always emphasized oral transmission to maintain its authenticity. And they devised many ways to recite it. 9 or 11 types of what is called Veda part. And there are families dedicated to their sacred duty is to transmit these words to the next generation. So like Gayatri Mantra, they will recite as Bhu Bhuva Swa Tat Savitu, then Bhu Bhuva Bhuva Bhu. They have so many combinations that nothing can change ever. So much of effort. This is a gigantic, this is the greatest miracle, I will say, that Vedic rishis took this much of effort to ensure that Vedas are transmitted to future generations intact. And they have succeeded in it, isn't it? But I want to touch upon something much more basic. You know, basics we take for granted. Just like we earn money for food grocery, is it not? But we know it more than food, we need water. But water doesn't cost much, so we don't bother about it. And much more than water, we need air. Without air, I cannot survive in 2 minutes. But nobody bothers about air because it comes from fear, is it not? So what comes easily, we just don't bother much about it. But as an intelligent person, we have to worry about it, is it not? And now people are concerned about air quality and so on. So air is most important commodity for our survival. Is it not? Now let's look at language. What is the first language? As I said, Matyaman, Pityaman, Acharyavan, Purusho Ved. A child has first teacher is the mother. Second teacher is father. The third is the Acharya. Then he goes to an Acharya Kul, away from his own family. And what is he learning from his mother? We call it mother tongue, the language, is it not? Every human being in the world may not have the knowledge of physics, chemistry, Sanskrit literature, Shakespeare, this and that, but every human being knows one thing: his own language, is it not? That he has picked up from his mother. Even if he is illiterate, he can communicate to his mother, parents, brothers and sisters in his community, whatever that language is. That is the first thing we learn from our mother, language, is it not? We pick up from our mother. That's what is like the today in the prayer we recited. It's the second mantra. Stuta Maya Vayada Veda Mata, where the word Ved was as a noun, as a mother Ved. Because she gives us the language, is it not? So the language that human beings need originated from the Vedas. So the very first mother tongue of the entire humanity is the language in the Vedas. That's where we got the first language. Otherwise, what is the life if we have no language? And now I'm going to tell you something super important. Please note it. Super important. Something more than knowledge, more than mother tongue. What could it? It's a gigantically important thing, but nobody pays attention to it. Because we take it for granted. Can you imagine? What is more basic to language, even more than the mother tongue? It is our ability to speak, ability to excite my vocal cord, what is called Vak Yantra, Vak Devi. You know, we have a term, Vak Devi for Saraswati. Saraswati is the Devi for speech. You know, what is language? We speak. But if I cannot speak out a word, if I cannot say properly, and you will ask, everybody knows how to say e, ka. You will say everybody says it. No, there are some unfortunate people who are called as dumb, who cannot speak. You have to go to some specific schools to see those children. How do they talk? Waving sign. At most they will make sound. They can make very minimal sounds. They are not able to make the human sounds that human vocal cord is capable of making. I hope you understand this basic thing what I am talking about. You have to see a mother and a 5, 6, 7 months old child. How does a mother say, pa, and the child is trying to learn, pa, ah. You have to see that. And then you will believe me that yes, as a human being, we have, before our mother tongue, we have learned how to make sound. And do you know one thing? If suppose your hearing was not there, suppose there are children, unfortunate, they are born deaf. If the child is not able to hear, he is not able to make that sound because he is not able to hear. So one who is deaf is a dumb child. Because he doesn't hear that sound, he is not able to replicate it. We all take it for granted, is it not? But you have to see such a child to believe in it, that there are unfortunate children in the world. They even become adult. They have never heard a human sound. They are unable to make a human sound. That's where we needed the Vedas. We heard that sound, Agnimire Purohitam. The first Rishi heard the sound and then he got his vocal cord excited. He, just like a little child, replicates his mother's sound. He also replicated. He made Agnimire. Others who were hearing this, they also said Agnimire. Please don't devalue the Vedas. If there were no Vedas, we would all be deaf and dumb. If there were no Vedas, we would not have a mother tongue. If there were no Vedas, there would be no Sanatan Dharma, no civilization. Vedas are apayushe. Vedas are Shruti. Apayushe means non-man-made, revealed knowledge. Because otherwise all of us will be deaf and dumb. It is some supreme authority who starts the engine of the knowledge, so that the whole humanity is propelled by it. It is something so foundation of us, is it not? That's why the title is very rightly put as foundation number 1, Vedas. And then from these words, our rishis did the reverse engineering. How come Panini grammar come? He understood what Vedas are saying, their meaning, and then he made a grammar out of it. Grammar comes much later. Just like you pick up mother tongue from your mother. You are not taught formal grammar, isn't it? But when you become an adult, you go from India to America, and somebody says, what is your mother tongue? You say, my mother tongue is Hindi, Telugu, Bangla, Tamil, something. Then the foreigner, American, asks you, can you teach me this language? Then you think, my mother taught me, but how can I teach this American? Then it's not that easy, because you will have to write a book on your language grammar, which every Tamil speaking person cannot do that, is it not? Every Tamil speaking person knows Tamil, but may not be proficient enough to prepare a book on Tamil grammar, is it not? So that is what Panini did, and his ancestors. So they brought the grammar, cooked up the grammar. This I will call the greatest reverse engineering in the world. Panini na bhuto na bhavishyati. The language that has billions of words, he has formulated the scheme, scientific scheme. These are the rules. If these rules are not followed, this word is not accepted in Sanskrit language. Otherwise, he says at the end, iti sadhu. This is good. So this is our heritage, this is our legacy, our tradition. We should know about it. And then the title is Upanishad. Let me quickly, in the next 5 minutes, come to say why there came Upanishads. So as I said, Vedas have all the true knowledge. Today we think if you are a specialist, you are a specialist of certain subject, you know more about it, we respect him, but with specialization comes a downside. What is that? You do not know much about many other things. When you become a specialist on one thing, there are many other things. You may have some knowledge, but there are many other things you may not know much about. So these are human limitations. We cannot know everything to its highest degree, is it not? So Vedas came at a time, we will just call it Vedic age, some millions of years ago, whatever it was. But then, that is the strange feature of ancient Indian history, that what we see in India is things have been devolving with time. This is very important for our young boys and girls to know, because today's world is obsessed with evolution. Yes, many things evolve, particularly the man-made things. But what Ishwar does doesn't evolve with time. He doesn't do trial and error. His knowledge is perfect. It is always the same. So first set of human beings were very superior kind, including their memory was fantastic. Not too long ago, I will say there is a person named Yask. He is about 5,500 years ago. And even now there are people who have whole Rig Veda in their mind, who have whole Yajurveda in their mind, Samveda or Atharveda in their mind. But this Yask, because he is an authority, we have his books, namely Nigantu and Niyukt. And I can tell you, the 20,000 verses of all the four Vedas are in his mind. Not only that, he has memorized them. He knows exactly what word comes where and has what kind of meaning. It is impossible to imagine there can be a human being like this, but at least we know about Yask, who is like that, who has an authority, who can say that the word Gau is also meaning the earth, the sun rays, this and that in this particular Ved mantra. Gau means this and Gau means our sensory organs. He writes all kinds of things. So what I'm trying to say is Vedic age is a time when people were very fluent with all the four Vedas. That's the way they were doing their conversation. They knew their meaning, depth of the meaning, and that was their way of life. But then time is declining. Now memory became slightly weaker, but much better than today. Today we don't even remember 5 phone numbers, is it not? We are relying on our phone set. So more you rely on gadgets, phone is becoming smart, you are becoming less smart. We call it a smartphone. So that is an example. Today our memory is very, very tiny. But this has scientists is telling us we can know many, many things, provided we use the capacity. Is it not? Capacity is there. So let's come back. Many million years later, many people in the society said all the 4 Vedas are too much for us to carry on. But there were rishis who were still of the Vedic age time. So they said, okay, we will give you the gist of the Vedas. Gist of the Vedas is known as Upanishads. So Upanishads are, the common feature is both are talking about Vedic way of life, same Vedic principles, everything message is same, but when all the Vedas were not very easy for me to comprehend, they made gist of the Vedas that, okay, you manage with this smaller body of the Vedas. So like I said, Ishopanishad is nothing but 40th chapter of 17 mantras of Yajurveda. One mantra has broken into 2 parts, so Ishopanishad has 18. Otherwise, it is 40th chapter as it is. So they said, and that's what a European philosopher Schopenhauer is saying, very important statement. If somehow there comes a day when all the libraries are vanished, burned, or get flooded, something happens, one sheet of paper, that is Yajurveda 40th chapter, Ishopanishad. If that is in our hand, humanity will survive, isn't it? Because that is the last chapter, so it gives the whole gist of the Vedic message. So yesterday, Jatinderji tried to give that in the afternoon. What is that gist of the Vedic message? So Upanishads are gist of the Vedic message. If you cannot comprehend the whole thing, okay, a couple of Upanishads, if you have got to the depth of that meaning, that can guide your life very much. And later in the afternoon, I will talk about third body of the literature, namely Shaddarshanam, and another fourth body, what is called Vedanta. So these are 4 bodies of literature we are discussing as our foundations: Vedas, Upanishads, then Shaddarshanam, which are Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshik, Mimamsa, and Vedanta, and then Vedanga, which has 6 disciplines, namely Shiksha, Vyakaran, Nayukta, Chanda, Jyotish, and Kalpa. So this is a very, very voluminous body of literature. We are very, very proud of it, and we must lead our life in accordance with this message, try to understand as much as possible, and carry it forward in your day-to-day life. So with this, I can close my presentation and invite your question.
Thank you, Dr. Chandra. It was so wonderful, so wonderful. Actually, I got goosebumps like already. And how enriched and how wonderful our heritage is, and how can someone deviate from this rich heritage? I cannot understand. So we are thankful. We are very grateful to you. And I would like all the participants, if you have questions or you have to say something, you have to add something to it, please come forward, unmute yourself. And or it will be better if you please write down your questions or comments. So Dr. Chandra can answer. Anish Gunapati ji, he says, I did not come to class yesterday. No, you can watch all the recordings of yesterday and every day on our Facebook page, Hindu Heritage of America Foundation. All the recordings are available. Anyone? Abhishek ji, would you like to say something? And I saw this Suhrit. He was, oh my God, he was paying full attention. And Jitendra ji and Suji, they were
Yeah,
really.
this is very good. I mean, he could understand. I'm sitting beside him, just to know how the knowledge just came as sound first, without the written. So we were fortunate enough to learn the Gita, Bhagavad Gita. My kids and I memorized it. It's wonderful to know everything is originated as a sound. He understood that sort because of that. The voice got activated for human being. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice, very good. Jay.
And pranam to Dr. Kavita ma'am, Dr. Harish sir, and very warm greetings from Bharat, from India.
आप अभिषेक जी आप थोड़ा पास आइए because yes.
Namaskar and pranam to everybody present here, and a warm greetings from Bharat, India, and I am from Uttar Pradesh, Prayagraj. And now the time here is 8:45 p.m. nearly in the night, and the knowledge of the Vedas Dr. Harish sir is giving about all four Vedas, Rig Ved, Yajurved, Samved, and the Atharved is very enlightening, and I might be very it is very great that some people are there to tell us about the details, about the fine details which we may not know otherwise. And as he said about the Upanishads, as he said about all the indications about the Vyakaran part, about all other things within the coming sessions will be very enlightening. Okay.
Thank you.
And I will look forward more to hear from all of you. Thank you from Bharat.
Thank you. That's why it is very essential for the new generation to know our heritage, so they cannot deviate from the path, the righteous path, isn't it? Thank you, and namaste to Bharat. जी, हरिश्चंद्र जी, आप कुछ कहेंगे? Anyone else? Yashneel?
Your class is very interesting. I really loved it. So, thanks for putting up this session and teaching me all of this great information.
Good. You enjoyed the talk? And did you learn anything new from it? Very good, very good. Anyone else? Please unmute yourself or switch on your cameras.
एक सवाल था, from the Vedic period, was there any intermediate stop between the Vedic period and the Upanishad period that you can share your thoughts on?
I would not be able to say much on this. I believe it must be a very gradual process. It's not that entire human society, went from one to another. It's just that they must have noticed, whenever a book appears, the writer or the producer always sees the need. So it proves that there was a need for some kind of a gist of the Vedas. So the rishis who were still connected to the Vedic age, most of them must have been, but some of them are now slipping down slightly. So they produced that body of books. They were humble enough. No book says who is the author. It's just a collection of certain, they are also called as mantras in Upanishads, and they are juxtaposed with the Ved mantras. Sometimes we don't know, is it Ved mantra or it is from that Upanishad writer. But they were different class of people. They don't even mention who their name is, and they just present it as if it has come from somebody else. So I will say it must have been a very gradual process that I will say, because qualitatively the people were same. I can see only differences, the memory capacity that must have diminished slightly. So I didn't want to go into that. Now there is a branching, Brahman and Upanishad. So Brahman is more on Apaya Vidya, whereas Upanishad is more on Paya Vidya, spiritual matters. So otherwise Vedas were all the knowledge intact, but now that's why I use the term some sort of specialization. So it's also Jnana and Karma. Brahman is more on, Brahman here means set of books. Don't mistake it as what we call as Brahman Shati Vaishya Shuddha. Brahman is name of the books, like Ate Brahman is following the Rig Veda tradition. So 4 Vedas have 4 kinds of Brahman. They are more in the material science and also more in the karma side, how to create simulations, etc. So specializations is coming up, and this is my conjecture. It's just my imagination, I would say. My hypothesis. I cannot prove it, except the style of the literature seems to tell me like this.
Ji. Thank you. Thank you. If anyone have any.
Just a follow-up question. Does there exist a timeline, Acharyaji, from the Vedic period to the present? A valid.
An orthodox view is, the timeline, Vedic timeline originates from one Ved mantra in Atharva Ved that says lifespan of the universe is 4.32 billion years. And that is divided into 1,000, that is 4.32 million years, that is Chatuyugi. And then that is divided into 4 parts, Kali Yuga and Dwapar and Treta and Satyug in geometric progression. So Kali Yuga becomes 432,000 years, and Dwapar is twice of this, and Treta is 3 times, Satyug is 4 times. And if you add all these 4 divisions together, it becomes 10 times the Kali Yuga, which is 4.32 million years. Now there is another division, what is called Manvantara. which is 71 Chatuyugi is one Manvanta. So there are total 1,000 Chatuyugis. The whole lifespan of the universe is divided into 14 Manvanta. Each Manvanta is 71 Chatuyugi. And then there is a small transition phase. The word Manvanta, this subject is called a Jyotish, astronomy. And I must say, I am not expert on this. I just have some vague idea. Now, what I understand, the term Manvanta is Manu and Anta. So I will say that Manvanta is a time phase when some great adjustments have been made in the earth. Something like ice age becoming some other age or something like that. And Mahesh Dayanand, in one of his lectures in Pune, he is mentioning something like there is a Pralay and there is a Mahapralay. So I will say Manvanta gives rise to some great adjustments on the earth. Now, Maharishi Dayanand himself says that first human came here at the onset of first Manvanta. And today we are, I think, when we recite that Sankalpa, I don't have any access to that at this point. I think it is sixth Manvanta we are in, and the 24th Chatuyugi or 28th Chatuyugi and Kali Yuga. That is we have been counting the timeline. Our ancestors have been. Now, when we count it, this is sixth Manvanta. So presently we are about 2 billion years in this whole timeline of 4.32 billion years. Now, Maharishi Dayanand is saying in Rigvedadi Bhashya in very clear terms. So I hesitate to differ from that the origin of Vedas is origin of human beings, and that is about 1.9 billion years. That is his number. But I will personally, I have no basis, but I feel that human beings are here from the current Manvanta. So that way, we are here for certain millions of years, and that may be the time of the Vedas. So I agree, the Vedas must have been at the onset of human civilization on the earth. I somehow personally feel that human history has its origin in the current Manvanta and not in the first Manvanta. That is, I have no basis to say that, but because Manvanta is such a gigantic change, from previous Manvanta to the current, I am sure many things have been lost, even. So I will say today is about 28th Chatuyugi, and one Chatuyugi is 4.32 million years. So that makes about 100 million years. So I will say first human walked on the earth about 100 million years ago. That may be the Vedic age. Now it must have been, because when human quality is at the best, the decline will be very, very, very slow. Today we are at a point where human quality has diminished, so the rate of decline is also very fast. Nowadays, human quality is declining very fast. And it has all happened a great deal within the last 5,000 years. So I will say Vedic age is about 100 million years. And Upanishadic age, I will say maybe about 1 million years. So most of the time frame must have been Vedic age. And then slight decline. And from Vedic age, one of our scholar, Acharya Udavi Shastri, he is posing a time for Kapil, who is the first author of Sankhya and Sardarshan, as 1.275 million years. And Ramayana is probably 0.8 million years. So I will say Upanishadic age must have been about a couple of million years ago. So between 100 million and couple of that is about a bulk of 95, 98 million years must have been the Vedic age. It's just, I have no basis, but this is, what can I say? The way I look at the literature.
Thank you, Acharya.
So thank you all. We end our first session here. We will meet in about now half an hour, 35 minutes. And the next session will be Hindu, Dharma, family, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. And the speaker is Sri Sanjay Sood. And please be on time. And we thank Dr. Harishchandra ji for this session. Wonderful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Hari Om. Thank you, Harishchandra.